Okay, good. Before moving forward, is there any question, any issue? App Engine, discuss about App Engine already. We continue with Cloud Function, which is a serverless solution. Good. Now, have you saved the link? Make sure to save the link. Discuss about it in a while. Next session. Can you start creating your own account? Okay. So, and also there's no free week. That means that next week we will work two days. That means long Monday and Tuesday. But Tuesday we do a test on Tuesday. Monday we close with database. We will go through database on Monday. Okay.
Pardon, mais j'ai pas bien compris.
Je disais que il n'y a pas de semaine de pause. Il n'y a pas de semaine de... Il n'y a pas de... On va travailler lundi sur les bases de données et mardi on va faire un test. Donc on va travailler la semaine prochaine. Ok. Now, Cloud Function. What is Cloud Function? Cloud Function here is a serverless compute service that automatically executes code in response to events. That is without managing infrastructure. You only pay for the time your functions runs, making cost effective and scalable. That means that Cloud Function here, serverless not only mean no servers, because when talking about serverless, you think about only no servers. Okay? And and some of the key concept of cloud function here is event. What's an event? An event is simply a change or action in your cloud environment that trigger the function. A trigger is what? A trigger is the mechanism that activate the functions on, I mean the function on, can I say, the function when an event occur. And now the execution is if the function now run in response to the trigger, like can process data, delete data, or produce an output. Okay? Let's say this is a small example. For example, you build an image sharing app where users upload pictures and you want to automatically generate thumbnails whenever a new image is uploaded. The event here will be what? The event here is what a new image is uploaded to cloud storage. The trigger is what? The function is triggered when a file is added to a specific bucket. Okay? And now the execution is that the function now reads the image, resizes it, and save now a thumbnail version in another storage bucket. Okay? You get what I mean? Okay? So Cloud Function is the only serverless tools here in GCP. Putain, te l'ai dit ici, le Cloud Function est un service de calcul serverless, c'est-à-dire qui exécute automatiquement du code en réponse à des événements sans nécessité de gestion d'infrastructure. Ça veut dire que vous ne payez que pour le temps d'exécution. OK? On paye seulement pour le temps d'exécution. Bah, c'est un code, en fait, qui s'exécute à cause d'un événement. J'ai parlé ici, il y a trois clés dans Cloud Function. Il y a ce qu'on appelle l'événement, event. Il y a ce qu'on appelle l'événement. C'est-à-dire un changement ou une action dans notre environnement cloud qui peut déclencher la fonction. Et alors, il y a le déclencheur qui appelle le trigger. Ici, c'est le mécanisme qui active la fonction lorsque l'événement se produit. Et puis, il y a maintenant ce qu'on appelle l'exécution, qui est la fonction s'exécute en réponse au déclencheur. J'ai pris l'exemple, par exemple, peut-être le traitement de données ou supprimer une donnée peut-être sur cloud storage ou alors donner le résultat d'un produit. J'ai pris un petit scénario en disant que, disons qu'on a écrit un cloud function pour traiter les images. Et si on veut, ici on déploie une application de partage d'images où les utilisateurs peuvent télécharger des photos. Mais on souhaite générer automatiquement des thumbnails, c'est-à-dire des miniatures, lorsque l'image est ajoutée. Ici, l'événement est quoi? C'est la nouvelle image est téléchargée dans le cloud storage bucket. Ça c'est l'événement. Et ce microphone, ça c'est l'événement. Maintenant, la fonction, le déclencheur, c'est quoi? Le déclencheur, c'est quand la fonction est activée lorsqu'un fichier est ajouté ou à un bucket spécifique. Maintenant, l'exécution, c'est quoi? C'est la fonction redimensionne l'image et enregistre un thumbnail, c'est-à-dire une miniature, dans un autre bucket. Ça, on dit event trigger. OK? Ça peut être écrit en quoi? Quel langage? Il y a le Node.js, il y a ce langage-là. Voilà. Node.js, Python, Go, Java, Net et Ruby. OK? That's it about Cloud Function. And it's what you need to do. What you need to know, I mean. C'est ce que vous devez connaître. Maintenant, si on demande quel est le code pour écrire, machin, truc, non, non, non. Je vais aller sur ChatGPT, ça me sortir une fonction. Je vais partir exécuter. Ça, c'est à l'intérieur. Fini. OK? Period. Est-ce qu'on se comprend?
Coach,
Mhm.
this was one of the should I say the task in the challenges. This creating a bucket, upload and
Mm.
creating a trigger to upload it.
Yeah, good. Mhm.
Even though the last time I told you, you said I was going to do it together. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
do not even know how it looks.
ok, on va faire genre une séance pour ça. Et donner un peu, genre, dans le groupe, c'est-à-dire les labs que vous voulez qu'on revoie ensemble. On va tout faire les labs là à la fin. Mais entre-temps, essayez de terminer les labs là de vous-même. Mais on va toujours les revoir à la fin. N'attendez pas que dit à la fin de la séance, on va le faire ensemble. Faites-le vous-même, on va revoir les labs là à la fin ensemble. Okay, I was saying that you guys are having issue with lab. Try to put it down on a group. Anyway, I will share a sheet where you guys will write those lab that you want us to do together. But do it also yourself first, but you will still do it together. Okay? If you can complete it. You will see how I'm behaving while I'm working when I don't know something. I will go on YouTube, go video on ChatGPT. I will see errors, what's going on, and you will see the result. You see that I will come up with a result based on multiple research over the internet. That's how an engineer behave. Okay? You're having now tools like AI tool that can help you. You're having YouTube. YouTube can help you. You're having Google can help you. Google search can help you because before AI come up, we were using Google just for searching things over the internet to find our solution. But now AI now come now to simplify our life. Okay?
So, yeah, as I was saying, the
Mm-hmm.
day I was trying to do this one, I created, the bucket, created the trigger, and did everything. But each time I uploaded the image, the thumbnail will not appear. I had to do it again over and over. So at the end now, I discovered that I had to try to create two. Like you have to create a trigger, and then after you create a pops up. But given the circumstances, when I tried to create a pops up, it was not going after I've created the trigger. So I actually like did this thing with particular one over and over and over. It's just that I'd never seen it before, so I don't even know exactly how the thumbnail appears.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they say when you do it, the picture will turn into a thumbnail. Like when you upload a picture in the bucket, the trigger will make it to turn into a thumbnail. I don't know how it looks like. So that is why I was just doing it over and over and trying every other thing that I could. So
Mm-hmm. Good. So at the end, I will share a sheet. I'll share a sheet with you. So as you guys to write, uh, lab that you want us to review together.
okay,
Okay. Good. Now, Cloud Run is also an easier service that you can easily deploy on Cloud Scale. It's very easy because simply define is what is container in second. That means that if you want to deploy a similar as containerized platform easily and within a short time period, you use Cloud Run. But Cloud Run is how there's two type of Cloud Run. There's Cloud Run for Anthos and Cloud Run only. So Cloud Run is also a managed serverless platform that will allow you to run containerized application without also managing servers. And because it automatically do what? It automatically scale based on traffic, bills you only for the time your application is running. But in Cloud Run, there is Cloud Run and Cloud Run for Anthos. Now, Cloud for Anthos is just an is like extend Cloud Run to Kubernetes cluster running on Google Kubernetes Engine or on-premise. So Cloud for Anthos is for both on-premise workload or cloud workload. Okay? You get what I mean? Cloud, when you want to do Anthos, it's like you want to run when you want to use Cloud Run for Anthos. Oh, meet yourself. How can I meet yourself? You meet again. Oh, mais yo, ton micro. Mais, ça m'imite pas. Okay. I'm saying that Cloud Run is for you is when you want to deploy container rapidly, container in second. Now, Cloud Run for Anthos is when you want to run Kubernetes cluster anywhere, that is on-premise or locally. Okay? That means that it allows you a greater control and customization, but while still leveraging Cloud Run capabilities. Okay? That's the difference between the two. Any question? Good. I know that is too much room as to know in your head, like, I need to know the service. Yeah, you need to know that. You need to know that. You need to know that. Good. The command, when you know the structure, the command is easy. Here is gcloud run. Okay? Gcloud run deploy service name. That's why I'm saying that you must do the lab. Do the lab. Cloud run is very easy to deploy. Do the lab. It's like I saying container is second. Deploy container quickly here on Cloud run. But if you want to leverage now Kubernetes engine while leveraging Cloud Run capabilities, you use Cloud Run from Anthos, which help you to deploy Kubernetes while leveraging Cloud Run capabilities on-premise and boot cloud. Okay? That is the takeaway that you need to take. For Cloud Function is serverless services. That means it's a code that runs based on what? On an event. Okay? It's an event trigger solution. Oh, it's finished. Okay? Good. I wanted us to talk about uh, VPC, but tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday, we do. we launch auto mode. I will show you how to create the VPC on GCP, a custom and auto mode VPC. But today we just of course talk about the terminology. Because I'm having a meeting later on. But Friday I'll teach you how to deploy both auto mode and also custom VPC. Okay. What's the meaning of VPC? Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. Virtual Private Cloud. So why we need the virtual private cloud? Because VPC is a global network that provides isolated and secure communication. They say what? Isolated and secure communication between your cloud resources. So it's act like a virtual data center in the cloud. ISO means what? That means each VPC is logically separated from others. Okay? Ensuring security and network segmentation. Now, for global resources, because it's a global network, unlike traditional network, Google Cloud VPC is global, meaning it spans across multiple regions instead of being limited to a single region. Okay? Increase this. Okay? It's like when you're deploying a large e-commerce company, which needs to isolate environment for its development, staging, and production. You're having a train environment, and each now environment gets its own VPC. That means the development gets its own VPC, the staging has its own VPC, and the production has its own VPC. This is to prevent accident. Okay? Accident between them. Now, inside our VPC, there's something called now subnets. Why we I need subnet? Subnet is simply what is just a smaller segment of a VPC network used to group and control traffic flow within your cloud environment. So I'm creating my VPC inside on a specific region and also putting my what they call network range and whatever. Now, inside now my VPC, my network, I can now have sub-network, les sous-réseaux. Okay, which is a smaller segment of a VPC network that will use it to what? To group and control traffic within my environment. Because segments allow you to what? To segment traffic between different workloads. That's database or web servers. Control which resource can access the internet. I can block my database from accessing internet. And I can grant my web server to access internet while using subnet. And also improve security by separating private and public resources. I can create a public subnet and a private subnet inside a single VPC. Okay? Okay? It's like what? What's a public subnet? A public subnet is simply something that have access to internet. Private subnet is what? Is simply something that does not expose its application to over the world. So everything remains inside the GCP network. It's not going over the internet. Okay? So you're keeping it private within your network. Okay? It's not open. Network not open like public subnet, not to the public. Okay? There's difference between private and public subnet. A public subnet is having one external IP address, allowing you to communicate with the internet, while a private subnet has only internal IP address. But if they want to go over the internet, what they will use, you can remember, they use what? A NAT gateway. We did that when talking about GCP other resources. A NAT gateway. They use what? A NAT gateway. NAT gateway allow what? Allow private resources to have access to internet. Okay? For for a private resources, to have access to internet while remaining private, I will need to deploy what? A NAT gateway. If you go through again when you're doing these products, other services, it was mentioned there. You use what? A network address translation to access the internet but while still remaining private. Okay? The difference between a public and private subnet. That good. Now, in VPC, we are having two modes, very important. The auto mode and custom mode VPC. What is auto mode VPC? Auto mode VPC are automatically created in all regions. That means it's automatic. Here there is no confusion needed. Okay? Here there is no confusion needed. No need to configure something. Everything is already predefined. Okay? In terms of flexibility, it's very limited. The use case is just to quick setup for small project. It's like if I go on the cloud environment where I'm invited right now, I think this browser, if I open my Gmail and view my invitation, and you see the type of something you see that is the default one that's using auto mode. I click here. Oh, am I recording? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm recording. Oh. Which project was I invented? Man, an issue. Anyway, let me go on all solution. I'll go on network. Oh, le bien qui est celui en français. Je pense que c'est réseau. Je pense que c'est mise en réseau. Yeah. Réseau ni VPC network, réseau VPC. Hmm. Oh. It's not allowing me to view that. Oh, this invitation doesn't know it's not working again or what? Let me shuffle. Let me click again on it. Is your account still active? Anyone knows my time? You want to show it? I will try to view what's going on. So by default, all what you are working actually on this, if you are able to create your own TP account, everything is on the default VPC. Okay? And it's having auto mode VPC. That means that all something that they already created automatically. But if you want now like full control over your IP ranges, that means that you want only specific IP ranges to reach out your application, or you want to control the IP ranges inside your subnet, you need to use custom mode VPC, where you would define your subnet manually. You know, here flexibility is very high, and it's basically used for production and enterprise workload. Okay, that's the difference between auto mode and custom mode GCP. But now there are now options now when creating subnet. You are having a feature like private Google access. This allows VM without an external IP address to access Google service like cloud storage, BigQuery, without using the internet. Okay. And now, flow logs. Flow log is basically used for monitoring and security analysis because it will capture network traffic logs. Okay. Like the security team will enable flow logs to detect unusual traffic pattern. Okay. For example, in a finance application. Now, I think you guys did network with uh uh with Rodrigue. With Rodrigue. You know with Rodrigue. But yeah, no worry. Yeah, we know we are not network engineers, so not like I will tell you we go deep into network. Yeah, network, you need to know how to calculate at least a number of IP address that can be deployed on a subnet based on the main IP address. Okay, main IP address range. They call it CI/CD notations. Okay, class inter domain routing. Now, for example, they are saying that someone that's having an IP address starting with this and a range of 28 will be having what 16 address available in his subnet. That means that he can put 16 VM, he can launch 16 VM on this type of subnet. Okay? Because each VM is having a subnet. But now, you're having a scenario that they are saying that if your subnet is no more again having places or your IP address is already full for you to launch a new VM. How will you do that? How can you increase subnet? You can just increase subnet by what? By decreasing what here the range. That means that someone that is having a 16 will have more IP address. Someone having 28, you have a small fewer IP address available. But how are they calculating that? It's simply two. For example, here, where is it? The last bit. Okay, let me grab something here quickly, a big pen. Normally, an array is having how many ranges? It's maximum 32. Okay, 32. If I do 32 minus 28, I'm remaining with 4. Okay, 4 bits remaining. So I will do 4, so yeah, 2 to the power 4. That will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I'm having here 4, 8, 16. So I'm having 16 IP addresses available. But the first and the last IP address are already reserved. Okay? On all IP address, the first and the last IP are always reserved. The one used for for the bulk at network, and the other one is used for the network address. That means that I'm having normally what here? 14 IP address available for servers. Okay? Okay. Now, let's say that they're having a question now that's saying that you're no more again having available IP address. What do we do? You will simply what decrease your subnet range here. So instead of putting 28, I will put here 24. That will be what? 32 minus 24. That will give me what here? 8. Alright? Now 2 the power 8 will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's already, let's say that's 16. 16 times 2 will be what? It will be 32. 32 times 2, 64. 64 times 2, 128. 128 times 2 will give me how many? 256. So I'm having 256 IP available. But 256 minus 2 because the first and second, the last and are reserved. So I'm having 254 available for my servers. Okay? That's all you need to know. Small calculation that you will also do Là, oui, mais quand on the exam, là, c'est how many IP addresses are available for the network. Never include the first and second one because they are already reserved automatically. So while choosing your answer, make sure you put them -2 because the first and the last IP address are always reserved. Okay? The other one I don't do by now by resources. But the first and the last IP address are always reserved. The other one IP addresses are used now for resources that you will deploy inside that subnet. But the first and the last one are reserved. Don't forget that. Okay? That was simple calculation. Good for firewall rule. We will discuss about firewall rule. Alright? Le pare-feu. Why we're working with compute engine about ingress and egress. Now, what about a shared VPC? C'est-à-dire, c'est-à-dire VPC partagé. Ici, le share VPC ici permet à plusieurs projets Google Cloud de partager un même réseau VPC. C'est-à-dire quoi? Tout est genre, comment on dit, tout en centralisant la gestion du réseau et la sécurité dans un projet hôte. C'est-à-dire quoi? J'ai plusieurs projets, mais parmi ceux-là, il y a ce qu'on appelle le projet hôte. C'est-à-dire c'est le host project. C'est le gars chez qui est configuré le share VPC. On appelle le host, c'est-à-dire le projet hôte. Le host, connexion m'a un peu lâché. Tentez d'ici. Le share VPC, c'est quand vous avez plus, oups, où est mon écran? Le share VPC, c'est quand vous avez plusieurs projets, mais qui veut maintenant, comment dire, partager, c'est-à-dire communiquer entre eux dans un même réseau VPC. Ça s'appelle le share VPC. Et celui chez qui le share VPC est configuré, on l'appelle le projet root, c'est-à-dire le host project. Le host project is the one that's having the share VPC, that contains the share VPC network. OK? OK? Now, why we have used share VPC? Pourquoi est-ce que tu utilises share VPC? C'est pour la séparation des responsabilités entre les équipes, c'est-à-dire le réseau, contre développement, par exemple. C'est pour la sécurité renforcée avec un contrôle central, c'est-à-dire un contrôle pour centraliser des règles, des pare-feux et des sous-réseaux. C'est pour également aussi éviter la duplication des ressources réseau. OK? Comme par exemple, une entreprise avec plusieurs équipes veut centraliser son réseau. C'est-à-dire l'équipe DevOps gère les machines virtuelles et bases de données. L'équipe de sécurité applique les règles de pare-feu et surveille le trafic. L'équipe data analyse les logs stockés dans le cloud storage. C'est-à-dire grâce au share VPC, tous ces projets utilisent le même réseau, mais la gestion est centralisée. Okay? I was saying that we use a share VPC. It allow multiple cloud projects to share the same VPC network. They say what cloud project, the VPC network, while centralizing network and security management in a host project. The host project is the one that contains the share VPC. Now the other project now called the service project. That one now attached now to the share VPC. Now, why will I use share VPC? I use share VPC to separate responsibilities between teams, like network or dev team, to also avoid the duplication of network resources. Okay? Like a company with multiple teams want to centralize in network. That is the DevOps teams, the guy managing the virtual machine, the security team used to enforce security rules and monitor traffic. The other team used to analyze log in the cloud storage. And these are done with a shared VPC. That is, all these projects use the same network, but managed in a centralized way. Now, HIPC, there's also something called VPC peering. VPC peering, I will also do that with you. VPC is even a lap on that. VPC peering now allows two different VPC to connect privately and securely without going through the internet. Okay? So the so with that I'm able with that I'm able to with that I'm able to communicate with that I'm able to what is that? I'm able to connect to connect two different VPC privately, okay? Without they need them to go through the internet. That's the use of VPC peering. Okay? Good. Any question? Any question? Okay. Now, cloud VPN, Ruby Cloud. What do you mean of Ruby Cloud? What do you mean of Ruby Cloud? Ruby Cloud simply means what? Both on cloud and on premise. Now, Cloud VPN. Cloud VPN will allow you to connect on-premise network to Google Cloud VPC via a secure tunnel called IPsec. Okay? This is what it's using. So it helps you to do what? To connect on your on-premise network to DCP. So the traffic here is over internet, but it is secure through a VPN. And it's using a protocol called IPsec. Okay? That's all you need to know, period. Cloud interconnect. Now this one is a physical connection. That's the only difference. This one is what? A network connection. This one is a physical connection between your on-premise network and VPC network. Okay? You get what I mean? That's the only difference. This one is a what? A physical connection. That one, this connection is real, it's a real cable. And now they are having now two options available. Dedicated interconnect network. That is private connection with a bandwidth of 10 gigabyte. This one is having a bandwidth of what? 50 megabyte up to 10 gigabyte. 210 gigabyte up to 100 gigabyte. Okay. So why will I use Cloud Interconnect? I'll use it because it's faster than Cloud VPN. It's also reduced egress costs compared to the internet. And it's securely access Google resources without a public IP because it's not over the internet. But this one is using internet. Okay? That's the only difference between the two. And it's all we need to do. Well, this guy is no more use. I don't know, maybe they have already removed it. Direct peering allow you to direct connect your infrastructure to Google Cloud using a private link, but without using a VPC. I'm not sure this one is also is recommended. Any question? Good. Let me come back again to how they call this our friend Kubernetes. C'est que c'est beaucoup à retenir, mais il le faut. Vraiment de prendre note. Quand vous déployez un cluster dans, dans Google Cloud, OK? C'est la commande J-Cloud, c'est pas kubectl. Il y a a difference between kubectl and G-Cloud because Kubernetes clusters are using both commands. kubectl is when you are already interacting inside the cluster. But when you want to deploy the cluster or work outside the cluster, it's G-Cloud. It's not kubectl. Okay? For example, you create a cluster using a terminal. Is G-Cloud container cluster create. Now the cluster name and the zone, node, whatever. Let's say that now you want now to increase your number of servers inside the cluster because the cluster is a group of servers. Is G-Cloud container cluster resize. Okay? The cluster node and number of pole. Then you want to now to change the auto scale cluster. G-Cloud container cluster update. Select cluster G-Cloud container cluster delete. Adding node pool. Same. Listen image. Okay? You are seeing that kubectl is not interacting here. When you're interacting outside the cluster, the command is G-Cloud, is not kubectl. Don't confuse yourself. kubectl is the command when you're already inside the cluster. But while working outside the cluster, it's the G-Cloud. It's not kubectl. If you see, you are seeing now here. Workload management, list port, kubectl get ports, create deployment, kubectl apply-f, the deployment file, create service, scale deployment, auto scale, deployment. There's somewhat here, deployment. That is what Kubernetes object, delete deployment, update deployment, rollback deployment. These are all Kubernetes objects that we did together. Pod, service, replica, set, deployment, and service. These are all what Kubernetes object. That means that the keyword to know different from the two is what? Is that they will put inside the question what? A Kubernetes object. Okay? You say, hey, I'm not using G Cloud, but instead when you kubectl. Okay? Because I'm only touching what Kubernetes object. But if this outside the cluster, I'll use G Cloud container, G Cloud command. Okay? I want to show you. Good. Même vous voyez que l'affaire, ce n'est pas simple. Mhm. L'affaire, ce n'est pas simple. Il y a beaucoup de choses à retenir. Ouais, je tente de dire que vous voyez que l'affaire, ce n'est pas simple. Il y a beaucoup de choses à retenir à l'intérieur. Et on me demande de passer 40, 50. C'est presque la sorcellerie. Mhm. C'est magique. On voit ça comment?